What's up? You already know what it is, people. It's your boy Angry Ted, and welcome to the Angry Ted Show. And you already know what it is. It's your host, Angry Ted. And yeah, man, coming off a great weekend, y'all. Great weekend. Just took my stepdaughter back to college, and had to handle that this weekend. But in the meantime, between time, I got a chance to watch the Philadelphia Eagles first preseason game, and got a chance to watch some of Phillies, most of the Phillies baseball with a sweep down there in Minnesota. One of the games being played at the Field of Dreams, which was a great event. I thought it was pretty good. It came across that game came across excellent on TV with the players walking out through the cornfields. It was just like a throwback to the movie itself. And to know that that damn they basically put that field together, and that it's a real place, and it looks just like the movie. It's insane. So if you didn't get a chance to see that game this weekend, go on to YouTube, man, and watch it. It was something. It was amazing, man, and it was historic. And the Phillies won, so it turned out to be a great situation, which led to them sweeping Minnesota, man. A great sweep. They're playing right now. They're up 2-0 on the Marlins, which they should sweep this team as well, and create a buzz and momentum going into the playoffs. And like I said, man, even though we on this Ripley's roller coaster ride, and it's going to be one, man. As a Philly fan, I am. Y'all see me with the hat. I'm gonna go down with the ship, man. I'm gonna ride the roller coaster. I've been doing it all my life, man. I'm a 4 for 4 type of cat. So, hey, man. I just don't root for the teams when they do good. I'm there when they doing bad as well. I'm trying to see, what I mean, what the causes is, and again, I get on here and talk about it with the people and talk to the people about it. And again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel at Talking Through Experience 4247 on YouTube. You can also catch on the Facebook Live. Again, share your emails. We're going to be reaching out soon, ladies and gentlemen. And again, tomorrow, we got a very special show again. For a former ex-military member coming on. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk some military. And we're going to have a great show. Again, like I said, we're inviting the fans to join us because it's for us, for the people, by the people. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm just not the only talking head who likes sports like this. I'm sure it's others. And, if you're not shy in front of the camera, man, let the world know how you feel about these sports teams. It's um, it's a passion of mine, and I'm gonna keep sharing it with the world. But again, like I said, drop them emails on my Facebook page, in my inbox. Angry Ted Johnson is the page, and we'll be reaching out to you, man, and have you on here talking some shit with me sooner rather than later. But again, back to the Phillies, man. It was a great weekend. Alec Bohm, I must talk about him. I've been on here and I've trashed this guy a few times on here. Even one of them traded, one of them benched, one of them sent down. But he came to play this weekend. He came to play. And again, we are fair and we're equal. We're not one of these podcasters who sit there and talk shit, and then when the player does good and turns it around or shoves it in their face. In fact, we like it when they do that. Um, we don't give them their props. You know what I mean? That's the difference, and that's what the Philadelphia sports fan is all about. Yeah, we gonna talk shit when you ain't shit. We still gonna ride with you, but we gonna talk shit to try to get you to that point. And when you break through, yeah, we gonna eat that crow too, and we gonna ride with you like we do. But again, Alec Bohm had a great weekend, man. Pretty much successful offensively, man. Big time hits, big time home run in the series with the Twins. And I'm hoping, man, he can carry this momentum. If he can carry this momentum on, then we might have a shot to do some things. I won't predict World Series because with this team, like I said, they're a roller coaster ride. They're up, down, up, down. How the song go? Up, down. You know what I mean? That type shit. You know what I mean? They up and down. So, but again, some pretty good baseball this weekend, and I'm really excited about what the team could do. Right now, we got Sanchez on the bump or the mound, as they say, and he's pitching a pretty good game. We're up 2-0, bottom fifth, I believe it is, and like I said, the Phillies can string together some wins. That's what we need to keep maintaining a front hold or a foothold on this wild card situation and get in the playoffs. Like I said, I prefer them to be a wild card, whether it's one or two, and continue to play because this team needs more games they play, the more they can get, like I said, into a rhythm and hopefully catch fire at the right time, like other teams do. and be a ruiner, so to speak. Because we know the favorites, the Dodgers. They got the pitching, they got the clutch hitting. But what if we were one of those teams, man? For once, I would like the baseball team, our baseball team, we poetic justice, to be an Arizona Diamondback who spoiled, the Philly series when they potentially was going to win a World Series that year. When they lost the year after, I believe we played Houston and lost in the World Series to Houston. We came right back and then lost a tough series in NL East championship game series to the Arizona Diamondbacks, who were pretty much the team that came out of nowhere. They got hot at the right time, and they did what was necessary. So I'm hoping the Phillies can catch that type of fire. And again, like I said, I'm gonna be rooting all the way, even though I know at some point, there may be, a shattered dreams moment. But again, I'll ride the wave. And speaking of ride the wave, this weekend was a pretty tough weekend to watch with the Eagles. The offense struggled mightily in the preseason, but as the season and savvy Eagles fan I am, and I'm sure there are others out there, um, we're not looking at this preseason like it's the end all be all. The games don't count for shit. We're basically out there scouting second team players or who can add depth to what we already know we have in the starters. And it's really not gonna. It's really just an opportunity for guys to show themselves and undrafted free agents to make a name for themselves and possibly make the team, which I like. I love that. I love it. I don't think preseason needs to go away. I think you still need it. I agree that the games, which they're at 3 right now, which is pretty good, gives the guys a chance to prove themselves, which they're getting most of the time anyway. And then you add the scrimmages in, which is the greatest thing the NFL could have ever did. And I believe they stole that idea from Pop Warner football, having these scrimmages, because that's what Pop Warner does. They go around and they just walk up on the team's field. We walk down on them, that type shit. And then they have a 10-10-10, type of atmosphere, but it's played with the starters, and it's against another team. So it's a great atmosphere, promotes competitive spirit, and gives your offense and defense a chance to run some of their concepts against other teams. Because of course we're not playing the Patriots this year, so we're gonna be able to see what our offense under Maine and what they've been working on, what it really can do. But again, like I said, I'm not getting all hype over the loss to Baltimore. I mean, you new Eagles fans who have never seen what we or have been through the like I said, the dog years. Y'all can take this as like as the end all be all because you're used to winning. But this is nothing. This is what this team does. Every team goes through it. If your team goes 3-0, doesn't mean they're going to go 16-0 or win a ton of games. We've seen teams do it, and back when preseason was 6 games, you've seen teams go 6-0 and they come in the regular season and they don't make the playoffs. So you guys have to learn, and I'm here. I'm here as a teacher. It's a teachable moment. I'm here to teach. You know what I mean? Those new Eagle fans, preseason is preseason. Don't let yourself get all hyped up, and don't let other sports teams who just generally, or other sports fans who just generally don't like the Eagles, don't let them get you all gassed up. Don't let them what they call you rage bait you. Because at the end of the day, it's just preseason. We didn't see any starters, and we got to see a third string quarterback guy they drafted go out and look good. So you know, granted, we lost to the Ravens 24-7. Wasn't the cleanest games by the offense, but again, it's the offense working a new system and giving the guys an opportunity to go out and earn a spot. That's all preseason is for. Especially with the Eagles this year, like I said, learning a new system is going to be on. So please, stop getting gaslit. Again, what I liked about the game, I love Trotter. Trotter Jr. is a player. Trotter Jr. is a player. And see, this is the thing about Howie Roseman. People thought it, and I know you did, because we had a lot of us. I'm even admit, I didn't see much of Clemson's game, so I didn't really know what Trot was bringing. But I also knew his father was the Axe Man and was the Axe Man for a reason, and was a great Eagles linebacker. So if he's being taught by that guy, then of course he's a prodigy. He's going, it's not saying he's going to be great because nobody just, like I said, just because your father's great doesn't mean you're going to be great. You got to put in the work. But again, seeing as how Trotter and listening to some of Trotter's interviews, see, because this is what we do on the show. We listen to the guys when they talk to these people, because some of the times they be giving up they be giving up some secrets about their upbringing and lets you know everything you need to know about how they approach the game. But yeah, Trot came up old school. Like I said, wood chopping down there in Texas. So, that right there in itself owns the Tri Spots or whatever. I don't know what they're being called now, but back then they was called the Tri Spots all throughout the Tri State. So, like this guy has a brain. This guy is about business. So I'm sure, again, like I said, he's going to pretty much have a hand in coaching the Suns. But again, back to what I saw on Saturday, man. And again, a guy that you can check out on YouTube, Top Billing. Top Billing. I'm subscribed to Top Billing. If somebody know him that, you know, watches his channel, you can also put him out there too. But Top Billing has some good content where he shows you in depth how these players affect the game and where they play, where they're good at or where they're bad at, and also if they can be good. Or it shows you in plain sight um, with real live game film. So and he breaks it down excellently. So again, if you ever get a chance to, you can go over to Top Billing and see some of Trot's highlights, and he breaks it down superbly on how Trot possibly could challenge for a starting spot this year. Depends on how things go. He could possibly try a challenge for a starting spot. Um, he's pretty much he can blitz, as we saw. He can tally the sack. He's a tackling machine like his dad was. I mean, the guy and his knowledge for the game is off the charts for him to be so young. And again, like I said, I think we found a diamond in the rough, and it wasn't just drafted for charity. Howie did his homework, and Howie did a great job. Again, as we say, the off season is Howie season, baby. Howie season. But again, like I said, man, we got a few players. I also still like Darius Cooper. I think this kid's gonna have a phenomenal season. I think he's gonna contribute to the receiving room. And big news today, coming off that preseason game, is we got Smitty back on the field, uh, which is right in time for this Patriots scrimmage that's gonna be happening this week. Tune into that, pay attention to that, because this is gonna be telling, in a sense, where we can gauge where this offense is. And I think whether we want to admit it or not, although it's a scrimmage, best believe Tender Dick, aka AJ Brown, is going to have is going to try to have his way out there with our cornerbacks to try to show off and try to stick it to us a little bit. But on the flip side of that, Jalen is also going to try to show him that we don't need you. We don't need your selfish ass. We don't need your selfish ass comments after the games when it's about winning. And I think he's going to be diming up those receivers to guys that we may not even heard of. He's going to be diming them guys up. And I think Smitty's going to have a field day with that Patriots secondary, especially the number one cornerback, which is going to make it look even more suspect when you're seeing the highlights of AJ going up against Christian Gonzalez. But it lines up to be a pretty good scrimmage week for the Eagles. And then, of course, they get to the preseason game, which is not going to feature any starters again, and be a better showing by the Eagles offensively. But I'm not looking for winners and losers in preseason. I can't wait to get to September 12th when the coup de grace happens, when we smoke the Washington Commanders, Deadskins, Redskins, whatever the fuck their name is, the Washington, the awful Deadskins. That's what I call them, the Deadskins. After we dispose of them, week one at the link home opener. That's what I'm waiting to get to. This preseason dog and pony shit. I'm just looking at to see what talent emerges, what backups emerge, what guys stamp their place on the team, and possibly stamp their place in contributing. Because let's keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. It's always one man that comes out of nowhere, especially for the Eagles when in their championship runs in years. It's always one cat that comes out of the preseason that shows you something, and he makes the team and becomes a key contributor. But again, yeah, it's insane. So again, like I encourage Eagles fans to watch the preseason, but I also encourage you, man, to use your what they say, your third eye, for all my third eye ends out there, or use your common sense and understand that this team is vanilla. They're not showing shit on the field, and it's basically pretty much working on technique and fundamentals game that's being legalized because again, the NFL got to make their money too. And they're not gonna sit there and tell you the starters. Of course, they announce it, during the week, but the NFL only like that shit. They want them guys to keep that a secret up until practically game time, so they can draw them fans in, so they can make money. And it's a good business ploy. but it also fucks the fans when you paying regular price to see backups basically in glorified scrimmage on being televised and being played as a professionally a live game with refs. But again, like I said, it's insane that Eagles fans, and if you're an older Eagle fan and you got an attitude about Saturday's game, then you should revoke your pass, bro, because you haven't been watching and you aren't watching what preseason football is all about, and it's no different for our team. Speaking of our team, and speaking of the haters, which I did say, and speaking of the team that people claim here, and I've seen a few, and I've got a few texts today. Our team, our team. Dallas Cowboys made a big move, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to sit up here and hate. And in order to be a respectable podcast, what I mean, I do have to be keeping it honest, and I am for the first time in a long time. I'm gonna try to keep it real honest. I can't be biased, even though I love my Eagles, and I still think we're gonna kick their ass this year. It's just got a little bit tougher, ladies and gentlemen, with them signing Von Miller. And I know, see, again, we go to this age factor because I know some of my Eagles fans are going to have pushback. But I can't say age if I'm going to say the same thing about LeBron James coming in at 41. I can't say that. Here's a guy who's still been contributing at a high level. For whatever reason, no team didn't offer him a deal. I'm surprised we didn't. With us needing defensive man help, but I'm hoping that Grenard comes back soon. But again, that's a big sign for the Cowboys and their revamped defense. And I'm not sleeping on Christian Parker because we had him in the building. He would have been Vic Fangio's successor had Fangio retired this year. So that would have stopped the Cowboys. But it was too late. By the way, Clint Hurtt is going to be the next man up, which I love that move as well. I really think that he should be the next man up once Fangio retires after winning the Super Bowl this year. See, I snuck that in. But again, like I said, I really believe the Dallas defense is going to be formidable this year. Now, offensively, with all that firepower, I still say you have Dakota. And as long as Dakota's there, he's going to do what he does. He's just like Jerry, old reliable. Old reliable. Every year you can count on Jerry to talk some bullshit out of his mouth. And every year you can count on Dak. So once he, because he did make the playoffs last year, once he does make the playoffs, he becomes a silent partner in what was supposed to be a Super Bowl campaign. But again, this year, I'm not hating. Von Miller is definitely a credible end. He's definitely a double-digit sack Hall of Fame end. And he's definitely still capable of making a great impact in a game single-handedly. So again, like I said, I'm just hoping that the Eagles, which is good, we don't play the Cowboys or any type of formidable opponent that would test us and our offensive philosophies and how far we've come until later on in the season, which we're gonna need because we're gonna have to grow. And I know it's gonna be growing pains, but along those growing pains, I'm just hoping that what Jalen Hurts does is the will to win. And the main thing always is the main thing. With the growing pains, he's won. So I'm just hoping that that's what transpires this season. But again, Cowboys made a big move. And then you got Aaron Donald out there in the West trying to make his comeback, which is kind of crazy to me because right after BG did it, it seems like Aaron Donald waited to that. We kind of like took his kind of took some of that idea of BG and coming back for one more season to try to win it all. Which I can't hate on him, and it's going to be a formidable Rams team. But they just better hope Stafford back and hold up. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, that Rams team should compete with us and the Cowboys for NFC supremacy and the right to go to the Super Bowl. But again, these other teams have a quarterback who hasn't performed in the playoffs and another guy who can't stay healthy. And by the way, Jalen Hurts beat him. Uh, I believe beat him in a playoff game this year, 2024, in a big game. So I'm not concerned about Stafford at all. Only thing I would be concerned about if I was a Rams fan would be his back. Again, I digress when I talk about these other teams and their problems because you would think they don't have a plenty in the media. The media is, they're getting Donald back, so now Dynasty's on the way. And then again, like I said, not hating on Von Miller sign, it's a great signing. But, like they do the Eagles players, like they've done the LeBron trade, scrutinizing. We've come at it from a positive angle, which I believe is the true angle, which Von Miller is a definite impact player. And we just better be lucky that we got two bookend tackles that could compete. Um, but also, this could be true. Why didn't anybody sign him before now? Because, I mean, nobody took a stab at Von Miller in the offseason, not even us who needed an end. So it remains to be seen. But from my standpoint and my point of view, I think he's definitely an impact player in year one. I'm just hoping he's not too much of an impact, especially when he plays us. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, drop your likes, your shares. I mean, not drop your likes, drop your comments in the comment section on any of these platforms, the YouTube platform, the Facebook platform, the Twitch platform, and let me know what your opinion is. And if you have a different opinion, let me know that as well. We appreciate the love, we appreciate the support, and we also appreciate the participation. And again, this is the Angry Taz Show. You know what I'm saying? You already know how we coming. And don't forget to check in tomorrow, around 12 noon. I'm going to be on. I told y'all, we're going to have them on. We're going to have them on. We're going to talk some sports. But then we're going to also let you shine. Let my man shine and let the people know what he does and what he stands for. We're going to give out some great information tomorrow. So be sure to tune in. And if you don't catch it live, be sure to go back on my page and on my Facebook page and check it out there, or preferably on my YouTube where you can like, share, and subscribe to the page, and tell a friend and tell a friend. But again, we appreciate the support. We appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Some shit I may say may educate you, especially if you're a sports fan like me. But again, it's the Angry Taz Show, and as always, love on somebody that loves on you. Holla at your boy. What's up with the what's up? And the pleasure's all mine. One.